Welcome to Chance Training. In today's session, we'll be exploring a widely used offensive move known as the zoom action. Simply put, when a player passes the ball to the top, they proceed to set a pin down for the teammate in the corner, seamlessly transitioning into a dribble handoff. In this instance, observe San Diego State swiftly executing the play. It compels the defender of the ball handler to lag behind, creating an opportunity for an elegant open dribble pull-up in the available space. If we replay the sequence, you'll observe the ball being passed to the post player near the elbow. Without hesitation, he promptly sets a pin down for player number 5. The execution is impeccable, tightly maneuvering around the screen. Notably, Creighton's number 23 chooses to trail closely, while number 11 opts for drop coverage. Capitalizing on this, our player turns sharply around the screen, leading to a successful jump shot in an open space. Defending the zoom action poses significant challenges due to its dynamic movement. The complexity arises from the fact that proficient offensive teams don't rigidly plan the actions following the pin down. Instead, they can seamlessly slip through, re-screen, or cut, presenting a myriad of options for the offense to exploit after each pin down. Here, we witness the play once more. The initial pin down isn't executed as a stellar screen, but an excellent screen during the dribble handoff, DHO, positions them well for an open pull-up, either at the elbow or, more precisely, at the nail, and they successfully make the shot. Let's rewind again. This play originates from a sideline out of bounds. They efficiently go from a pin down to a dribble handoff, turning the corner sharply. Despite Alabama being in drop coverage, the player pulls up and effortlessly scores. Princeton executed this play admirably, showcasing excellent spacing. As depicted, Princeton seamlessly transitions into their 5-out motion, with the player not strictly positioned beyond the three-point line. Nonetheless, the pin down is imminent, still categorizing it as a zoom action. A breakdown in communication occurs as Creighton attempts a switch. This underscores why the zoom action is highly effective in offensive strategies. The need for instantaneous communication to execute the switch falls short, leading to a late closeout by Princeton's player, number 55, who recognizes the ample space and confidently decides to capitalize on it, asserting, "Yep, that's too much space. I'm going to knock this down every time." Let's revisit and replay the sequence. Swiftly swinging the ball across, they seamlessly transition into a pin down followed by a dribble handoff, resulting in successful baskets. Here's another clip featuring Princeton. They seamlessly initiate the play as Tony brings the ball down the court, opting for a handoff. Notably, there was a previous miscommunication on the defensive switch, prompting Creighton to attempt an early switch this time. The moment Creighton's number 24 signals and shouts, "Switch," the Princeton player astutely acknowledges, swiftly slipping straight to the basket with exceptional timing and skill. This compels number 24 to make a decision, whether to engage the Princeton player, leaving the other defender trailing. Unfortunately, he's tardy in reacting, allowing Princeton an effortless pull-up shot. Let's review the play once more. As he moves forward, number 24 signals for a switch. The Princeton player, swift in response, instantly slips toward the basket upon hearing the call. Simultaneously, his teammate accelerates, not jogging but sprinting off the dribble handoff, DHO, into a three-point pull-up. It's an impressive play by Princeton in that moment. Returning to San Diego State, I appreciate their approach in initiating this play. I plan to incorporate this strategy with my AAU and high school teams. They seamlessly transition into a high ball screen, compelling Alabama to hedge. In this scenario, as the player goes for the dribble handoff, his defender is still recovering, putting pressure on number 0's defender to assist in the paint. In doing so, there's a lack of defensive support for the initial screen. However, he opts for a back cut, which is a suitable decision in this situation. Next, number 0 exploits the ball screen, taking an easy pull-up shot as his defender goes underneath. However, acknowledging that he isn't the most accurate shooter, Alabama accepts the risk. Despite the miss, the challenging aspect lies in the play's difficulty to defend, compelling defenses to communicate and think on the fly. Now, Xavier executes a play from a baseline out-of-bounds situation. They lob the ball over to the post player near the elbow, promptly initiating a pin down followed by a dribble handoff, DHO, creating space for an open three-pointer. There are numerous approaches to initiate this maneuver, but regardless of the situation, it proves highly effective in creating space. Whether it's for your guard to take an open shot or to smoothly turn the corner and penetrate the lane, the effectiveness remains consistent. Here we go again, observing San Diego State's fondness for the effective pin down. On this occasion, Creighton's number 55 adeptly navigates through the initial pin down. In response, number 33 opts to keep possession and passes it to number 12. This leads to a two-man game on an unoccupied side, signifying a ball screen with the corner left open. Seizing the opportunity, he turns the corner, exploiting the drop coverage of number 11 and executing a graceful floater over the top. In this situation, execute the pin down, maintain the two-man game on the side, and take the initiative to create plays for yourself. Here we go again with San Diego State. They swing the ball, engaging in a two-man game, but find no immediate options. Yet, what intrigues me about this clip, despite the missed shot on the initial reversal, is the clever move. The player feints setting a pin down but swiftly adapts to a defensive switch, causing confusion and resulting in a missed shot. So, he doesn't precisely execute the pin down. Instead, he disrupts everyone's positioning, creating space for his teammate to attempt a three-pointer. Unfortunately, the shot doesn't convert. In this clip, observe that Princeton doesn't employ any screens. There's no physical contact. However, due to the player in the corner's commitment to sprinting, he manages to take a shot and even draws a foul. Notably, player number 3 anticipates a switch, screens his defender accordingly, but the expected switch doesn't occur. Nevertheless, his sprint creates separation, and there's no contact on the dribble handoff, DHO. Therefore, the readiness to sprint in response to these maneuvers will secure space for you, potentially resulting in open shot opportunities. Now, in a baseline out-of-bounds play, Princeton, much like Xavier, passes to the post at the elbow. However, in a distinctive move, they reverse the play once more, transitioning into a staggered screen followed by a dribble handoff, DHO. While still potentially categorized as zoom action, this strategic play compels the defender covering the corner to navigate through two successive pin downs. He opts to trail both players through the dribble handoff. Consequently, he positions himself right on his opponent's back. Leveraging his momentum, he maneuvers against the defender attempting to recover and executes a smooth step back at the elbow. In this instance, they adopt a 4-out, 1-in formation, with the post positioned in the dunker area. After swinging the ball, an attempt is made for a handoff, which doesn't materialize, swiftly transitioning into the zoom action. An adequate initial screen is set, with commendable effort in navigating through both the pin down and the dribble handoff, DHO. Despite not receiving the ball, they seamlessly transition into a two-man game on the unoccupied side. In this instance, player 24 exhibits physicality, driving into his defender's chest with a slight extension. While the move borders on an infraction, it's the NCAA tournament, and the referees allow it. Consequently, player 24 executes a smooth pull-up shot around the nail area. Once again, we witness San Diego State in action, initiating a well-executed high pick and roll, as previously discussed. This maneuver compels the opposing big man to hedge. Capitalizing on this, number 0 swiftly sets a pin down on Brandon Miller. Responding to the physicality from the initial screen, Brandon Miller attempts to navigate through by shooting the gap, going underneath the second screen. Seizing the opportunity, Matt Bradley pulls up for an open three, but unfortunately, the shot doesn't find the mark. Now, let's observe Princeton in a beautiful play that not only provides an additional option but also showcases exceptional patience. Opting for the zoom action, instead of adhering to the typical dribble handoff, DHO, the player decides to curl. The miscommunication on the switch by Creighton opens up an opportunity for a shot during the curl, but the play isn't rushed. The player patiently waits for his teammate to clear through the initial block, then delivers a pass on the opposite block. The emphasis on patience continues with a composed finish. As evident, they were transitioning into the zoom action, but the initial player opts for a curl rather than adhering to the typical dribble handoff, DHO. This decision results in a wide-open opportunity for a layup. This scenario offers a vivid depiction of the potential pitfalls within the zoom action. The sequence unfolds with a pin-down initiation leading seamlessly into a dribble handoff, DHO. Alabama, showcasing a high level of effective communication, executes a successful switch. Javin Quinterly, perceptive to the unfolding play, leaps into action to defend, only to find himself momentarily entangled by the screen. Regrettably, the player from San Diego State elevates too high off the screen, creating a brief vulnerability. However, demonstrating resilience and quick thinking, JQ manages to carve out enough space and time to recover, ultimately contesting the ensuing pull-up shot with determination. Navigating out of a DHO demands precision, particularly in executing tight turns around the corner to mitigate defensive recovery. In an alternate scenario witnessed during the San Diego State vs. Creighton game, the zoom pin-down maneuver orchestrates ample space, allowing Bradley to capitalize on a wide-open pull-up opportunity at the elbow. Despite the shot being missed, the defender finds himself ensnared amidst the screens, underscoring the strategic advantage created by the well-executed play.